Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me here on Talkin Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today, featuring articles from around the world, courtesy of our friends at boxing247.com. But I want to lead off with a quick little intro on a result that came in from California for a fight that happened last night. Today being May 13th, happy Friday the 13th. This event took place on Thursday night, May 12th. I just wanted to quickly go over the result. It was held at the Fantasy Casino in Indio, California. It was promoted by Golden Boy and featured former WBO World Flyweight champ Angel Tito Acosta, who's out of Puerto Rico. And the co-main event, unbeaten featherweight Victor Morales out of Portland, Oregon. And he scored a pair of knockdowns, defeating Alberto Torres, who fights out of Sacramento, California. So let me just quickly give you the rundown here. In the main event, this is courtesy of our friends over boxingnews24.com. Let me give a shout out to our friend Ken Hissner. Ken Hissner wrote this one. In the main event, super flyweight Angel Tito Acosta, who's now 23-3 with 22 knockouts out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, stopped southpaw Janiel Pototo Rivera, who's now 18-9-3 with 11 knockouts out of Catano, Puerto Rico. And that fight was stopped at 1:19, 1 minute 19 seconds of the first round of a scheduled 10-rounder. And in that first round, Acosta came out fast with Rivera on the run. He finally caught up with him after a minute, scoring 24 punches without return from Rivera, who was defenseless, causing referee Ronny Rios Jr. to wisely cause a halt. As I said in the co-main event, Victor Morales, who's now 16-0-1, 8 knockouts out of Portland, Oregon, scored a pair of knockdowns and defeated the southpaw Alberto Chivo Torres, who's 11-5-3 with 4 knockouts. And he fights out of Sacramento, as I said, California. Let me just quickly run through and see. Yes. Featherweight Rudy El Tiburon Garcia, 13-0-1, 2 knockouts out of LA, defeated Duil El Gante Guin, 15-23-5 with 10 knockouts out of Guadalajara, Mexico, over 10 rounds. Good stuff. I think there's one more fight in here. So quick look. Yes. Welter 3-time Nicaragua national champ Jimmy Lone Wolf Brenes, who's now 2-0, fighting on Nicaragua, won a majority decision over Hector Perez, who's now 0-1-1. He fights out of West LA, California, in 4 action-packed rounds. There you go. I just wanted to give you that quick result out of California that occurred last night before we jump into some upcoming fights and a showcase on what's going to be happening in Turkey. Let's start off, though, with Dubai. It's called the Showcase in the Skies of Dubai, and it's going to feature Floyd Mayweather versus Don Moore, taking place at the Burj Al Arab Hotel in the United Arab Emirates. This will take place Sunday night. With Fight Week now underway, legendary Hall of Fame boxer Floyd Money Mayweather, known globally as the best ever, promises a special and unique boxing experience when he returns to the ring this Saturday, May 14th. Yeah, I thought it was May 14th. Headlining the Global Titans Fight Series in an exhibition against unbeaten, dangerous Don Moore that serves as the main event of a pay-per-view lineup taking place in the skies of Dubai, outdoors on the helipad of Dubai's opulent Burj Al Arab Hotel. Fantastic pay-per-view out of Dubai atop this absolutely magnificent building. Says Mayweather, I promise you've never seen a boxing event like this. True. Who recently traveled to Nigeria, by the way, to promote the fight before landing in Dubai ahead of Saturday's action. I'm going to continue to break barriers on May 14th. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I'm a once-in-a-lifetime fighter. There's no one else in the sport who could headline an event over the top. I'm going to give fans what they paid for. And by the way, while in Nigeria, Mayweather expressed his goal of setting up a boxing academy in the country and met with Rotimi Amaechi, a presidential hopeful there. Upon arriving in Dubai, Mayweather was spotted at the Kamani Club for final workouts ahead of the fight night as he met with fighters including two-division world champ Badu Jack, who fights on Saturday's undercard, and cruiserweight champion Lawrence Okoli. Prior to leaving the U.S., Mayweather had returned to his hallowed stomping grounds from throughout much of his record-breaking career. The Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas, for example, still attracting a strong crowd during his legendary workout sessions. The latest addition to Mayweather's training entourage was his 2-year-old grandson, KJ, who brought Mayweather new joy amongst another camp. It was business as usual, said Mayweather. It always feels good to be in the ring and around familiar faces in the boxing gym. I spent so much of my life in the gym, so I always feel comfortable getting back into it. Training for any fight, and even this exhibition, is something I always want to do. No one ever saw me take a day off during my career. Why would I start now? Fair enough. By the way, as we all know, Mayweather sports a 50-0 record, and we look forward to seeing the result of tomorrow night's fight, as well as I said, the undercard and those results as well. Let's move along to the Boxer Series taking place over in the UK. Olympic, featuring Olympic heavyweight Fraser Clark. 8 boxers taking part in Saturday night Boxer Series in Manchester. Cruiserweights tournament convened in Manchester today for a live random draw to determine the 4 quarterfinal matches which will open the event. Starts up, as I said, with Olympic heavyweight hero in UK, Fraser Clark, who was on hand to undertake the draw, which was streamed live by Sky Sports, go figure, dipping his heavy hands into the sea of names 8 times, with every boxer then matched. The resulting 4 quarterfinal matches are below, and I'll read them off in a second. The tournament airs live on Sky Sports Action, 7 p.m. UK time this Saturday evening, with the largest pot of tournament prize money in British boxing history on the line. Very interesting. Quarterfinal number 1 features Ellis Zorro, 11-0, undefeated with 6 knockouts, versus Jay Farrell, sporting a 9-2 record with 5 knockouts of his own. The 2 most experienced fighters in the tournament will face off in the very first round. Ellis Zorro walks into this tournament undefeated in 11 fights, while Jay Farrell can boast the same number of professional fights, but has suffered some losses, albeit at a higher level than Zorro, who was fought in the case of the Central Area title fight. Jamie Smith will go toe-to-toe against Jack Fay. The hugely successful amateur, rapidly rising professional Jamie Smith has emerged as a potential favorite to take the victory in this edition of the Boxer Series. He's 3-0, 2 knockouts by the way. Jack Fay comes into this tournament having already had to fight homelessness in his last 2 years. Wow. As well as the 2 opponents he's faced as a professional in that time. He's an aggressive power puncher who doesn't mind trading blows with his opponent. He's 1-0-1, by the way. In the third quarterfinal fight, we're going to see Ricky Reeves go toe-to-toe against Ennis Taj. Reeves is 2-0 with 1 knockout. Taj is 5-1 with 4 knockouts. And this is a matchup between a former sprinter and now teacher and someone who holds all the necessary qualifications to be a lawyer, which holds intrigue before first bell is rung. Ricky Reeves is a solid all-round boxer, has already shown his ability to fight at long and close range in his professional career that currently has lasted only 2 bouts. As I said, both wins with 1 knockout. Taj has managed to notch up 6 contests in his professional career, following on from serious success as an amateur that almost took him to the Olympics to represent Pakistan. He's a high-speed, high-work rate fighter that could potentially thrive under 3-round format of the fights in the Boxer Series, where sheer output can have a huge impact and who takes away the victory in these shorter fights. And in the final of the quarterfinals, we're going to see Sheldon McDonald, who's 3-0 with 1 knockout, go up against Ryan Cotterill, who's 1-0. McDonald turned professional in boxing because former cruiserweight world champion John Nelson saw him training and told him he was good enough. That kind of support should give him all the self-belief needed on Saturday night, and he has given him the self-belief to take victory in all 3 of his professional fights so far. McDonald has a piston-like jab and follows it smartly with thudding right hands that have damaged all the opponents he's faced. Ryan Cotterill comes into this tournament with the least professional experience, having only had a single professional fight in his career so far, which only lasted a single round. But as I said, he won. Cotterill is also the youngest in the tournament. However, he's been boxing for over 16 years and has had the same trainer who guided him multiple amateur championships before turning professional for around 10 years. Cotterill has a pressuring style and isn't afraid to work the body as well as the head. he might be looking to bring this fight to a slightly closer range than McDonald might want it. So there you go. Some news out of our boxer friends in the UK and their ongoing tournament series put on primarily for a TV viewing audience, courtesy of Sky Sports. All right, fantastic fight news coming up featuring Jessica McCaskill. But she fights, let's see, on the undercard of the Jesse Bam Rodriguez fight. And he's going to defend his WBC super flyweight title against Srisaket Sor Rungvisai on June 25th, taking place at the Techport Center in San Antonio. That's in Texas. Rodriguez was 15-0 with 10 knockouts. Makes his first defense of the belt. He won in stunning fashion in February, flooring former world ruler Carlos Cuadras en route to becoming the youngest current world champion in his 15th pro outing. Bam will get a hero's welcome on his home turf when he steps through the ropes in San Antonio for the first time as King of the World, and only the third time in his career, boxing on his doorstep in the third and fifth fights in June 7th, 2017 and March 2018, respectively. Rodriguez and Rungvisai will lead a stellar night of action with 3 more world title fights on the bill, such as Julio Cesar Martinez and McWilliams Arroyo, picking up where they left off in their curtailed firefight for Martinez's WBC World Flyweight title, when both men hit the canvas in the opening round and Arroyo touched down again in the second before the action in New Hampshire in November had to be halted after Arroyo suffered a nasty cut from an accidental head clash. Arroyo, by the way, is 21-4 with 16 knockouts, has been out of action since that night, while Martinez is 18-2 with 14 knockouts, bravely rolled the dice to take on modern great Chocolatito as the headline act on the night Rodriguez won his belt. World title clash number 3 on the bumper card. We'll see IBF and WBA World Super Bantamweight champion Marajan Akhmadaliev defend his titles against Ronny Rios. The pair were set to meet in New Hampshire in November, but COVID ruled Rios out, and he was replaced by game late challenger Jose Velasquez. Akhmadaliev, who's 10-0 with 7 knockouts, retained his belts with a near shutout on the cards, going the distance for just the 3rd time in his 10th pro bout and 2nd as world champion. Rios, who's 33-3 with 16 knockouts, the mandatory challenger for the WBA crown, goes for glory for the 2nd time in his 36-fight career after challenging Ray Vargas for the WBC strap at 122 pounds in August of 2016. And as I said at the outset, the 4th bout on the card has the most belts on the line as undisputed welterweight ruler Jessica McCaskill makes a 3rd defense of all of her marbles at 147 pounds. McCaskill, who's 11 wins, 2 losses, 4 knockouts, ripped the straps from long-standing ruler Cecilia Breakhouse on the streets of downtown Tulsa in August of 2020, and saw the Norwegian in rematch of her first defense in March 2021. From Chicago, she recorded the 4th stoppage win of her career in the 2nd defense of her belt in December, ending Candy Wyatt's challenge in the 7th, and will face the tough test of Alma Abbara. Abbara, who's 10-1 with 4 knockouts, also then beat Wyatt in an 8-round decision in an eliminator for the WBA strap, dubbed the Thriller for Casilla, landing Abbara the shot at McCaskill's WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF, and Ring Magazine world titles. Said McCaskill, "Everyone is coming for the throne, and it's my job to protect it. This is a good fight," added McCaskill's trainer and manager, Rick Ramos. "This fight will confirm why Jessica is the queen of the welterweight division." Said Abbara, "I've won fights. I've lost fights. I've been in the big stage. I've fought for a world title. I'm a single mom. I've been kidnapped. There's not one thing that she can bring to the fight that I haven't seen and surpassed. She's just holding what's mine. I'm here to take them." So there you have it, fight fans. Great story out of America, and a big fight featuring Jesse McCaskill, and headlined, as I said, with a fight featuring Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who's defending his WBC World Super Flyweight title. For the last story of the day, let's fly over to Turkey, where we see, oh gosh, good luck with these names. Here we go. Does Hamal Uzumanov is going toe-to-toe against Amir Carapuru for the vacant UBO European light heavyweight title. Both have weighed in, and we'll fight for that title, I believe, tonight, Friday the 13th. Good luck to them. For the vacant UBO International Cruiserweight title, we're going to see Ainur Mamadov go toe-to-toe against Metin Turunk. I believe we've featured both of those fighters before on Talkin Fight. And that's tickets are already on sale, and it's also available, I believe, on pay-per-view. Anyway, that fight will be probably going on right now, quite frankly, because those were the weigh-ins from earlier today. Anyway, for more information, feel free to go to our friends over at boxing247.com's website. And, of course, you can Google and go to any number of different sites that feature all of the boxing news that I'm bringing you on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can join me later on this afternoon, Eastern Time again, 4 p.m. when I join Mike Orr at 4 for Knuckle Up, along with Cedric Ben, who'll be in the den as well. And then later this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to feature the Friday night panel and Tim Witherspoon. Hope to see you then. Thanks for joining. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you.